And welcome back, everybody. This is Movies and Beyond. I'm with. Who am I with? Elvis
Oh no,
Presley.
wait, you're pointing over there.
I'm with
Wait, you're pointing over there.
I'm with Kathleen Kennedy.
No, I'm with Kathleen Kennedy. You're with Indy.
I ain't complaining. How's your weekend been, Kyle?
I am. You say, well, fuck. I'm saying, fuck's sake. Oh, fucking hell. Uh, yeah, it's been alright. It's been.
I tried to make one better than the Ezra Miller just shit.
I mean, if you put shit in front of that, that would have been funny as well. Like, I can just imagine it now, just shit. It's like, who said that? She didn't say that. So, there's no credit to whoever said, oh shit. Well, fuck. Do you know what though? That's great though. That's just great imaginary comedy. That it's just you can imagine it now. Like she probably has said that. Like she's probably looked at obviously with that what happened with Indy. And she's like, well, fuck.
Yeah.
And she walked out to like the press tour and stuff. Yeah, we're really proud of this movie. Fuck.
Well, fuck.
Uh,
Yeah, I see it as more of a well, fuck, not like well, fuck, like well, fuck.
nah, I don't see that one way. It's too funny. It's too real. It's too funny. Uh, fuck's sake.
But yeah, Indiana Jones not doing too great at the box office. It's made 60 million on its opening weekend. Now, is 60 million considered a flop? I think we need to treat it as the same aspect of how we treated Flash. We said Flash was a flop, especially after its second weekend, and it made 5 million more, but they've got around about the same budget. You know, Flash had a $300 million dollar budget. Indy had a $295 million budget. 20 million of that was Harrison Ford's salary. He doesn't need that much. He's nearly dead. But anyway, I wonder how much he's getting paid for Thunderbolts and Captain America 4. But still, for me, what's going to determine if this is a flop or not is, we need to see it at the end of its theatrical run and what its second weekend's going to do. Because if it comes out, second weekend, people go to the cinema and see it, it makes like a respectable, 30 million instead of the Flash's 15 million in its second weekend, then maybe it might have some legs. But I don't know. I don't see it being having legs at all. It wasn't even full the night we went, and we went opening night.
Yeah.
So yeah, how hard do you think this film's gonna flop? Battle of the flops right now. Who's gonna make more money, Flash or Indy?
I think if this film turned out to be phenomenal and amazing, it had a really high score on Rotten Tomatoes and it was getting praised and stuff like that. If it got the same praise that The Flash did, in the preview screenings, and it was critically a really good film.
Yeah.
I think it would probably do better than The Flash, but because it hasn't got any of that backing it up.
And Kyle is gone.
Enjoyed the beginning. The middle was a bit stretched out and a bit unnecessary. And the ending just goes balls to the wall. What is going on?
Yeah.
It just completely changed movies. It changed genre almost. I mean, there are movies that can do that, but this was just so what?
Yeah. No, it was very. It's really upsetting because I love Indiana Jones, but anyway, it looks like it's gonna flop. I see it making more than the Flash, maybe. If it has a better second weekend, then maybe, because I think the Flash, for a 3-day weekend this weekend, because it's Independence Day and stuff like that in America, In its third weekend, it made $5 million. That is shit. So we'll have to check back in on this next week. You know, maybe it can beat the Flash's record of a 71% drop. But I don't think it will. I think it might have a little bit. I think it'll do better than Flash. Simply because it's a character that people love. And no.
It's a different audience, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because, you know, not trying to sound, you know, when we went to go see it, there wasn't really many people our age. When we went to go see it, there were people that clearly have grown, like that you know. I know you said you grew up with the movies, but they grew up with them when they first came out.
I grew up with the movies though because, like I say, it was my dad who pushed it on me. I don't want to say pushed it on me. Makes it sound weird. It my dad who introduced me to them when I was younger, so that's why I liked them. But yeah, you can tell it was an older audience because people were like walking out to get snacks like halfway through and bring them back in.
Yeah.
Who the fuck is that?
Whereas like the Flash and superhero movies and stuff, it's got a very like, you know, younger audience and kind of thing, and you know, obviously because it's superheroes, then kids can go see it as well. So that bunks up the number as well, because you know, kids movies do pretty well. I mean, you know, that's why they're still making them, and you know, so whereas superhero movies, it gets like like their target audience is like very, you know, wide. Whereas like say Indiana Jones, it's a bit more narrow, and it's, you know, there isn't these type of movies that come out, and you know, look at Uncharted. I think Uncharted was, for me, a little bit better than this movie.
I think Uncharted's going to do better financially.
Yeah.
Than this movie.
Yeah. So you know, but I just don't think there's a real audience for those type of movies anymore, which is a bit sad.
I think right now Indiana Jones needs. I love Harrison Ford in the role. It needs to wait 5-6 years, and then it needs a recast and a Disney Plus series or something like that. I feel like it could really thrive there.
I'm gonna disagree with you just because of what happened with Solo. You know, it's people know this character as Harrison Ford. Indiana Jones and Harrison Ford are, you know, one, and same with Han Solo. Obviously, you know, there's a bit of leeway with some things like that. Do you know what I mean? Like, say, like with Obi-Wan, you know, in the originals, Alec Guinness in the prequels, he's obviously Ewan McGregor. But with this, like, this character is, you know, it's like Mark Hamill as Luke Skywalker. You know, they brought him back for the, you know, Mandalorian season 2 at the end. You know, and me and you were thinking, oh, it's gonna be like someone like Sebastian Stan who looks really, you know, ridiculously like him. Do you know what I mean? It was a very big possibility. But no, they brought him back, and you know, that's how I feel with this character. So
what if he sells his likeness to Disney?
well, I said to you before, like, you know, I'd watch a whole movie where it was young Indiana Jones, where like CGI, and you said it'd be the death of cinema. I don't agree with it, because cinema's very subjective. Do you know what I mean? Like, look at the Transformers movies. That's literally just big robots.
Yeah, I suppose it is big robots, and there was that one where the robot had the big balls.
There you go.
So
on top of the fucking pyramid, like. So you tell me what cinema is.
Big giant robot balls. That's what cinema is. Big giant robot balls. But anyway,
de-aged indie balls.
De-aged indie balls. Speaking of giant balls, check out the balls on James Gunn. DC Studios ain't going to Comic-Con this year as well. Wow. Comic-Con is in big trouble. Now,
do you think it's becoming like what E3 is? Just it's fading away.
We've been through this phase before, though, with Comic-Con. I remember that no one went to it one year, and then the next year back was bigger than ever. So I think a lot of this is to do with the actors could be striking. So if the actors strike, they can't go to San Diego Comic-Con and get brought out on stage. The writers are striking, So, you can't bring out people who are involved with it. So Comic-Con were just getting back on the feet. They had last year was the first year back from true pandemic. And everyone were there, everyone made it big. No one's going this year. At all. I think Hall H might get cancelled because what have they got to show? Nothing. Now,
there'll be stuff there.
Yeah, there'll be stuff there, and maybe that's what most people like going for.
I kind of expected this when they announced the cast of Superman.
Yeah, I was expecting it after that as well, because it's like, well, what are they gonna do now then? So
unless they were planning on something even bigger, which was not, it's a possibility, but not a very good chance of that happening. So
well, that's it. Marvel haven't managed to lock down the Fantastic Four yet, so they can't be going and showing them off. DC's just blown the load with the Superman cast, on a tweet, which I think James Gunn were going to do anyway, because once the reports got out there, I feel like he's the guy who likes to set the record straight, like right away. So there's that. This just makes me worried. We want to go to Comic-Con one year, and finding out weeks before, that it happens, they ain't going.
It's so unpredictable.
I know.
Really unpredictable.
I think what we'd probably have to do instead is just do D23, because we know Marvel's going to be there. Which is
or just do just go to America and do like a tour through the country or something. I don't know. Go to UFO hotspots.
Yeah, UFO hotspots in Palm.
Yeah, maybe might meet an alien.
I'd love to meet an alien, but yeah, this really does knock my confidence down though for going to Comic-Con, because we would have to have it all booked well in advance. Like, if we want to go next year, we're gonna have to start booking around Christmas time. And
we don't know anything about it,
and we don't know if they're going to be there. So yeah, it's all right if you're in the area and it's just a drive in America, but yeah, no. Why do you think they're not going then? Do you think they just haven't got up to show? Or
well, it's still very early days. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, he's announced the first half of like the phase, Gods and Monsters for DC, and obviously, he's going to be wrapped up in so much. He's got so much going on. I don't even want to know what's going through his head. He must wake up, work, go to sleep, working. He just must be on it 24/7. Because not just obviously James Gunn. Obviously, I forgot his name. The other dude who's in charge of DC Studio. Yeah, so both of them. Do you know what I mean? They're both wrapped up in a lot, and they kind of have to. They're not really a part of it, but they've got these other movies they need to just get out of the way. They've got a lot of work to do. They're not building. They're not doing a couple movies. We've got to remember this. They're building now a new universe, a brand new universe, whole new characters, whole new stories. When I say new characters, I mean like they're gonna probably use. They're gonna do a new iteration, but also like new characters that weren't in the previous other movies. So they're gonna have a lot on the plate, and if they need the time away, they don't want to show anything. They're not ready to show anything. That's fine. Marvel have done that. It's fine. Just when it's ready, we're ready.
There's two big things here for me. One thing is, I think they've seen Marvel make big announcements, and then sometimes these things don't come to fruition. So I think they want to lay off it, not announce as much, and take a seat back. Also, I think they've got 2 films coming out. One right after Comic-Con. In Blue Beetle, like a couple of weeks later. I think they feel like them announcing the new universe has kind of tainted people's excitement for these films that are coming out this year. Because look at the box office result of The Flash. They might be thinking, let's not mention the new universe until these other films are out the way. me seat's collapsing. Because I'm fat as fuck.
Not buying hot toys and buy a better chair.
Yeah. I'll do that. I like me chair,
No, you
though.
won't.
No, what? So, yeah, I think, they've looked at the...
You need a booster seat, that's what you need.
Yes. Do you know what? I'm actually going to do that. But yeah, no, I think they've seen the box office results of The Flash. It's probably a little part to do with it, but it's like, let's not mention the new universe until it's all done and out of the way now. But I think the damage has already been done. People know what's coming.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I was excited this year because, it's our first year on the channel. I was really looking forward to us, covering Comic-Con. Like, a weekend, maybe staying up all night and covering Comic-Con. Doesn't look like we're going to be doing that now. So,
Yeah.
Anyway, DC's not going to Comic-Con. Comic-Con might as well not happen this year for the big events. There's going to be small things there for people, but I just really hope that they're there next year. Which I think there will be. There is the pattern of the miss a year and then boom, come back the year after with everything. So I think there's going to be some big announcements this year, but next year.
I kind of wish that wasn't the case, to be honest, because now it's going to be, if they both attend Comic-Con next year, it's going to be like, oh, we got everything Marvel, DC 1 year, and then the year after, we don't get any, we don't, like you said, we don't get anything. And then the year after that, we get something. The year after that, we don't. The year after that, and now it seems like if it's going to be the case, is like, I wish we'd get something Marvel 1 year, something DC 1 year.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And it sort of swapped between the two. But now it seems like it's going to be Marvel, DC, nothing. Marvel, DC, nothing.
Well, will Marvel even go next year as well, though, considering they've got D23?
Mm.
That's every 2 years. It won't be happening this year, but it'll definitely be happening next. But anyway, Comic-Con's fucked. But let's move on to our
nerds.
Yeah, let's move on to our next topic. Owen Willson has been spotted in London near the Deadpool 3 set. Now, Owen Willson was probably one of the first rumoured members of cast to be in this film. If Owen Willson is in this film, I think that adds so much more legitimacy to every single rumour we've been reporting. Because he is the key to opening that door. If he's in this film, then that's probably what's going to happen. So, he's been seen around the set. What do you think? Do you think he's in it?
I think it's set in stone now. Yeah, he's definitely in it. Which excites me because it's like, this is multiversal now, what they're doing. I mean, we knew they were going to do multiversal anyways. I mean, like the end of Deadpool 2, he goes around basically multiversal time traveling and stuff.
He's worked out so perfectly, hasn't it?
It has, yeah, because I can imagine that was just a bit of a throwaway, runaway gag kind of thing. And, in the Deadpool 3 they would have done back then if none of this multiversal stuff and the, Fox getting bought up by Disney. If none of that happened, we would have had Deadpool 3 by now, and it wouldn't have done anything multiversal, I don't think. Maybe it tied in with the X-Men, but nothing on this scale. But now, it has lined up perfectly. It's just yeah.
Yeah, no, it's like I said, if Owen Willson is in this, that just validates every other rumour we've heard. And it's going to validate something from the next story we're going to talk about as well. Because that is the key to it being multiversal. Mobius. I want to see him. I want to see Deadpool in the TVA.
I just can't wait for him to maybe take the piss out of Owen Wilson's Mobius character and be like, wow, or something like that.
Shut up, Lightning McQueen.
He says ka-chow to him or something like that. So I'm gonna fuck off to another universe like you ka-chow.
Yeah. So, and what a great addition as well if he is in it.
If it ends up being them two as like being like the duo in the film, because obviously in Deadpool 1 the duo, it was more like a trio kind of thing. It was obviously Deadpool with Colossus,
Colossus and
and then
Negasonic.
yeah, and then in the second one it was Cable. Well, towards the end of the film it was Cable, and obviously the kid Firefist. Firefist.
It's just my favourite bit from that film is when the first fly down is surrounding him, he just turns around and is like, fuck off!
I'll fucking burn you alive.
Yeah.
I fucking mean it.
Yeah.
Stay back. Yeah, so I feel like that, each film he's always had like a companion character, and I feel like Owen Wilson's like the perfect character to be there. Do you know what I mean? He was
Well,
he was a great main character, I'd say, in Loki. So but he did play the companion a little bit. But if he's in this and as the companion,
right. Little fairy time here. So Deadpool's skipping through the timelines. Do. Mopping stuff up as he says. He's just shot Ryan Reynolds in the head. And I don't know, maybe him and Hugh Jackman's Wolverine get into a fight where they keep going through the timelines and stuff like that, fighting across timelines, and then boom, Mobius comes, locks them both up in the TVA. A little bit reminiscent of Deadpool 2, actually, if they both get locked up and then have to escape together. But I could see that being fun. And then, they keep going for all these different doors into different universes to try to find their universe again.
I think it'll be. I think it'll be along the lines of like Deadpool's really fucking up the multiverse.
Yeah.
And now that obviously after the events of Loki, the timelines are very split open and there is still a TVA. We got to remember that even though the timelines are really
Now there's multiple TVAs.
now there's multiple TVAs. Like you say, the TVA still exists. There's still a policing of the universes and stuff of the multiverses. So it's probably that. I think Mobius is gonna pop up. He's gonna like, what are you doing? You're really fucking it up here.
Yeah.
And Deadpool being Deadpool, just
I just want to see him when they're showing his life, like they did to Loki. When they showed Loki his life on the monitor.
yeah.
I want it to go through and Deadpool be wanking over Unicorn again.
Yeah.
That'd be it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think that's a possibility. I feel like it's just gonna be a great time. It's gonna be fucking nuts.
Yeah.
I know I said before, like I feel like Logan is gonna, Wolverine is gonna be more like the second character. And now after this, I'm gonna say it's more Mobius, to be honest, and maybe
Really?
yeah, I think Loki's Wolverine's gonna be in it. Don't get me wrong, he's gonna be in it not like a nice amount. But yeah, no, I think he's I still think he'll have a big role. He'll play a big part in the story. Just more of kind of, I'd say how Thor was in Infinity War to Captain America. Do you know what I mean? Screen time wise, I think Logan will have a little bit more, to be honest. But yeah, that's how I feel about
I
it.
see Logan and Deadpool being the main ones, but 2 questions, just quick ones. So, over under 50% that we see Loki in this film.
Ooh, we don't know because we don't know what happens in Loki season 2 really. So, and I get like, I think people will understand that the Mobius we see here is there's multiple now. It's confirmed there's going to be multiple Mobiuses.
Well, what if that
Or
Mobius
what if that
is
Mobius from Loki is
the first
yeah,
one, and then
and he's talking about
same wavelength.
Yeah. That just clocked in my head. Then
Yeah,
I was like, that'd be actually a good idea. That way, then we have a bit of familiarity, and it
yeah.
can still, and then maybe he does reference Loki. In the past, he had to deal with someone before messing up the
Just
universe.
as mischievous.
Yeah, but you're a nightmare. Like,
Yeah,
I hope
he
Owen
drops an
Wilson
F-bomb.
gets. I hope he gets the F-bomb, and I hope it's directed at Deadpool. So you're a fucking idiot, man. Like,
Yeah.
I hope that. That's the one thing I want.
Right,
Um,
and the last question for this one: over under 50%. Jonathan Majors as Kang.
um, mm, I'm gonna say a little bit under. I think he might appear slightly, like a little bit. I'll be completely honest. It feels a little messy what they're doing with Kang at the moment. Um, even I know he's supposed to be the next big bad, and he's supposed to have like multiple versions of him. But I hate what they did in Quantumania. I hate the ending for that. I've heard that the rumor about the real ending, which was
Yeah, they
changed.
changed it last minute.
Yeah.
That is one thing I hate about that film. The ending. I thought
hmm
Kang were great all the way through it. It's just what they did to him at the end was he should have won, and he should have got out. He shouldn't have been beaten by ants.
Um, yeah, because that's the one thing I hope.
And I hope they aren't done with that like costume as well version for
Oh yeah,
Kang,
that's one of the things as well. I want
because
to say is like that.
that was perfect.
That's Kang. That's literally
Yeah.
like the best Kang costume you can do. But I think they'll change it. To be honest, not change it. That they'll reiterate it. Do you
But
know
then
what I mean?
again,
Like,
look at Tank Top Thanos. Nobody,
yeah,
that worked really well for Infinity War.
yeah.
So we've had the classic look. They've given us it. Maybe something else is going to work better. But yeah,
We'll see. We'll see.
I put it at a solid 50%. That it depends what happens in the coming weeks. I bet they've got a schedule for him to shoot if there is anything.
Yeah, but I think it'll be something very, very small.
Yeah, yeah,
I think it'll be quite funny. It's like, oh, um, you've pissed off Kang. The one who you know,
yeah,
Mobius is like, oh, you've pissed off Kang, and it's like, nah, I've already killed him. And it's like, nah, there's multiple. Um, maybe we see like a dead Kang or something by
yeah.
being kebabbed by DP. We don't know. I just hope Dope Ender's in it, man. I
He
really
is.
do. Is he in it?
Yeah, yeah, it's confirmed.
You know what? Do you know what won't fucking surprise me, Callum? He turns the taxi into
It's a
like
multiversal taxi.
a multiversal taxi, right? Kind of like the DeLorean.
Oh, that
That
right.
would be fucking
The, this is
wow.
getting out of hand now, and that leads to the
Yeah,
next topic.
yeah.
Is this getting out of hand?
No,
Now,
this is what we need.
apparently, we're going to be getting Chris Evans as the Human Torch. In this, industry insiders now are saying Chris Evans is going to be in it as Human Torch. They're just working out a contract now. Well, Chris Evans is going to be in it. It's not confirmed as Human Torch or, I don't see him being Captain America. I do see him being Human Torch, obviously being Fox related. And Mobius being in this just adds so
I
much
think
more.
do you know what? There's gonna be a scene in it where it's like, oh, it's Chris Evans, it's Captain America, and then he just does flame on, and everyone in the theater is like, ah, what the fuck?
I'd, I'd,
Because
I'd like maybe like Deadpool and Wolverine have like an ability to take people's powers away from him or something. So he says flame on, and they take his powers away from him, and he just burns alive.
that superhero movie, you remember when they did it? That's the actual because I think that movie was like done by Fox, wasn't it? Superhero movie with the green fly guy.
Oh, I don't know.
Um, because I'm pretty because he has like he has like the proper Fantastic Four suit.
No, I
But
think
it's not Chris Evans.
you're allowed to parody things, though.
Well, yeah, but it's like it's like the actual thing. And he goes flame on, and he's on fire, and he's like, "Wow, that's so cool." And it's like, yeah. He's like, yeah. And he runs and he gets a bucket and throws gasoline on him, thinking it's water.
I've seen it, yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't think they'll do that because I think they'll do something funnier with him. They'll do something that will really
But
surprise us. I think.
this is another one that's so believable because, you know, one we've been reporting on Deadpool 3. I'm just realising now, like, all these connections that Ryan Reynolds has, who he is good mates with. We're talking about Channing Tatum, the other day. Obviously, Hugh Jackman, that's how he's got him in this. He's good mates with Chris Evans as well. That little
Yeah,
cameo in Free Guy.
little cameo and free guy. Yeah. What the shit?
So, I see this being very believable. I see this happening. I would not be surprised if the entirety of the 2005 Fantastic Four came back to be killed brutally by Wolverine and Deadpool. Same with the original X-Men.
He's just gonna. Deadpool comes out with his sword. It's like, I'm gonna Star Wars this. So I'm gonna kill the past.
Do you
We
know
all
what
know
he
how
does?
that ended.
Do you know what he does need to do? Bring back his character from Blade Trinity, Ryan Reynolds, kill him.
Yeah. I mean,
And
they
it-
can do that now, yeah.
And then maybe ask a favour from James Gunn if he could kill his own version of Green Lantern. Say, please, James Gunn, please, let me kill Green Lantern. Because Deadpool's one of James Gunn's favourite comic book films of all time. If you haven't watched that video on his favourite comic book films of all time. But, this film is shaping up to be something else. It's at the point now where it is either going to be one of the greatest comic book films ever made, or one of the worst. There will be no in between. So I'm getting kind of scared. But
I think it's building up the hype the same way that No Way Home did, to be honest.
Yeah.
Just all these rumours, whispers and everything. I know they did that for Multiverse of Madness. There was lots of whispers and stuff. Not as much as No Way Home.
No.
But, and then Multiverse of Madness came out. There wasn't any of these things. I still like the film. I didn't think it was that great. I hate that it's called Multiverse of Madness and there's not really any multiverse madness.
Yeah, what did people say? They should have swapped the names of No Way Home and Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah, no, literally, it makes more sense. So.
Yeah. No, nice. Like I say, if this is in it, if Chris Evans is in it, if any of these people are in it, it's going to be a fun time. And, do you see this possibly being the final Deadpool film? And Deadpool is just used then as like a character, who just pops up.
Probably. I'd say maybe. It depends. Because they really broke the mold and made a Thor 4, but unfortunately it wasn't really received that well. But that's just. I feel like that movie felt like it was.
Yeah, I think everyone forgets we've got an Avengers 4.
Yeah. But the thing is, though, that was originally a part 2, wasn't it? Whereas, like, Thor was just literally a sequel of Thor. But with Deadpool, with Ryan Reynolds at the helm, and being probably in charge of a lot of the things, if he makes a film, he'll have free reign to do what he wants. I don't think
he's been told, him and, God, I forgot the writers' names now. Paul
I don't
Wernick.
think he's done with the character yet.
No. It's definitely going to be in Secret Wars.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's gotta be.
I mean, who isn't going to be in that movie? Let's be real. But we'll just have to see. I hope that there is. If not, then there better be him showing up in other movies. Even if it's just a small cameo, even if it's a Spider-Man movie and he's not allowed to swear or whatever. Let him have the one swear word or something. Then I'm happy with that.
Just like going through Peter like the whole time. Can I say it now? And he's like, dude, I don't know what you're on about. And he just goes, fuck!
Yeah, no, it'd be great. Anyway. I can imagine he'd have quite a lot of fun and taking the piss out of his web shooters and stuff.
But anyway, speaking of Avengers Secret Wars, let's take it back a little bit. Avengers Kang Dynasty. We are in a world confirmed now by Secret Wars where we have no Avengers. It was, what happens when the Avengers come back. That's what Gravik said. So, who do we think our Avengers is going to be in Kang Dynasty? I've got a list here. Of who I think it's going to be. I mean, you can see them all pretty much on screen right now. But the rule was just 10. 10 of them. This chair's doing my head in. I'm going to just go get another chair from downstairs in a bit. Usually it does this like every now and then, but it picks its moments to just do it constantly. I've been sat here for about an hour before you came on. It didn't do it once. But yeah, anyway.
It's really getting into it.
Have you got let's start with like your first three. Who you think?
Here's the thing. I'll I agree with you on a lot of the ones that you've got on down screen. The thing is, I feel like yeah, we'll have our main ones. It's just who's going to be the main characters. Because I think every character, every superhero that's going to show up in these Avengers films, they're each going to be an Avenger. I mean, look at. I like to think at the end of Endgame, everyone became an Avenger at that battlefield. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, so with Secret Wars, what it's leading up to,
Well,
Secret Wars.
we know from contracts
Mm,
that Tom Holland will be the lead actor in the next two Avengers films. So he, like a Robert Downey Jr., he will have that role.
yeah.
But doesn't necessarily mean he's going to be the leader of the Avengers. But
Surprised there's no Doctor Strange in there.
Here's what I'm going to say about Doctor Strange. So at the end of Multiverse of Madness, he goes off with Clea, doesn't he?
Hmm.
I think Doctor Strange 3 is going to take place between Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars, and Strange will be back in Secret Wars. I don't think he's going to be in Kang Dynasty. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm not sure about Scott Lang. Actually, no. Now that I think about it, yeah, no, he should definitely be in it.
I think him and Hope should definitely be there because of the connection to Kang and they know what's going on.
I'm quite surprised Miss Marvel isn't there, to be honest, because I feel like she'd be the young one of the group, kind of like how Tom Holland was in.
That's what I kind of put Kate Bishop there for. I don't see her being an Avenger yet. I see it maybe being like a joke in the film, like she wants to be an Avenger, but she's not in the group. But so yeah,
As much as I'd love to have Moon Knight, I'm not sure we
I
will.
don't know. I think we will. If we was going off what I really wanted, then Daredevil would be front and center right there. I don't think Daredevil's going to be in there, but I do think Moon Knight's going to be. And because of what Oscar Isaac's been saying, he says it isn't. We haven't seen the end of the entity known as the entity of Moon Knight. All
Yeah,
the
I know, but
personalities.
that could mean a lot of things, though.
It could.
That doesn't. Yeah, to me, when he says that, it's a very like we haven't seen the last of this character, Moon Knight, but this might be the last. I'll be playing it. This might be the first and last time I'll be playing it.
Oscar Isaac's
Do you know what I mean?
definitely coming back.
I hope so. I really do. But I'm not. It's like an under 50% for me,
Yeah.
to be honest.
But anyway, two that I think are a definite is this is going off the director. Is obviously the director of Shang-Chi, Destin Daniel Cretton, is doing Kang Dynasty. He obviously directed Shang-Chi, so that's boom, Simu Liu, Shang-Chi, definitely going to be in there. All the marketing for Shang-Chi leading up to it was, here is your new Avenger. And also, Destin Daniel Cretton has not done a film without Brie Larson. I don't know, maybe he's done a film without her, but he likes to put her in a lot of his films. So I see her being an Avenger. Thor, I think we're going to have Thor in there. I think Thor is there for the sole purpose of dying. I don't think that's going to be the last we see of Chris Hemsworth in the role, but I think it's good.
Excuse me here, I'm just having a nosebleed.
Mate, we're all going mad today. My fucking chair's gone down again.
It's falling apart.
It's falling apart.
It's all going to shit.
We fucked it before we even got 20 subscribers. But yeah, so I think Thor's going to be there for the purpose of dying. I think he's going to die at the hands of Kang. Probably in the middle of the film, just so we know what a threat he is. Sam Wilson as Captain America. You've got to have Captain America in your Avengers team.
Easily.
And Rhodey. I think we're going to have Rhodey as well.
Yeah, I don't think he's done with being Rhodey. I don't think he's done being War Machine.
And
I hope not.
Kate Bishop. But this was my bit of the, out of the field one. It's like, I see Kate Bishop actually working in this. And fireworks going off outside. I'm gonna have to kill someone. But anyway.
I'm
So,
gonna die by bleeding out one of those, please. I'm gonna get.
a firework through the window.
Yeah.
But who do you see leading the Avengers then?
Um, I think it'll be a little bit all over the place at first, but then it'll be like kind of like I think what it could be is Peter's like noticed that there's this threat and he's trying to round up and make an Avengers team. Because he said, I was in the Avengers. Now he's trying to just form the Avengers again, kind of thing, and he's finding it very difficult. And when they do come round and say like, right, okay, we're all together, and it's like, right, great, what are we doing? And it's like, you're the leader of the Avengers now. You tell us, kind of thing. I feel like that'll step his character up a little bit. Uh, I feel like his story in Kang Dynasty will just be a bringing the Avengers together. Um, and then it'll like tease that he's going to lead them in the next in Secret War. So
I think
that's how
I
I think it's going to go.
I think there's two very easy options for a leader. A lot of people are going to think Captain Marvel. No, she doesn't spend enough time on Earth. So I think that's a key factor to being a leader of the Avengers. It's either Rhodey or Sam.
Really?
Rhodey or Sam is going to be the leader of the Avengers. Just with military background, you know.
It doesn't have to be all that.
No, but for a tactical mindset of leading, what was Cap there really for? You know, he was always putting the plans together. In that trailer for, Avengers Age of Ultron, when he comes down and he says, that line in Age of Ultron, which he says it's all set up, boss, Hill, to Tony, he goes, I'm not the boss, he's the boss. I just pay for everything, design everything, and make everyone look cooler.
Yeah, no, I don't think they'll repeat that though, to be honest, because
Well, no, not repeat it.
Yeah, no, but I mean, I still think Tom Holland's going to be the one who brings them all together.
Wow, that's a good choice.
Yeah, I think he's going to bring them all together, and then he's not going to really. No one's going to be the lead of it, of the Avengers, so to speak, team. And then maybe in the next one, it's like give this kid a shot. He brought us all back. He's the only one who brought us all back together.
Maybe in Secret Wars, maybe, but I definitely see just Sam or Rhodey. I'm leaning more towards Rhodey as well.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like I said, I think Kang Dynasty will be very much just trying to bring in a new, because we haven't got a new Avengers yet. There's no line, there's no nothing.
Well,
We don't know.
that's it.
We don't. Yeah. So, like I said, that's my theory. Is like when it's going to be an Avengers film. All these Avengers are going to be in it, but they're not going to be an Avengers team. There isn't going to be an Avengers until maybe when say my theory is when Peter brings them all together. So.
I think if anyone's going to bring them all together, I think it's going to be Scott and Hope. And if we're going to have three stars of the film, main stars, I'm saying right now it's going to be the main leads are going to be Tom Holland, Simu Liu, and Chris Hemsworth.
We'll see.
Yeah.
You know how much I hate talking about this stuff with you, because you're always fucking right. So yeah, we'll see. I like that we've both got on different theories about it. It just goes to show how much we don't know about what's going on.
If anything.
So,
do you think I ain't put Hulk in there?
She-Hulk.
No, not even She-Hulk.
Mm.
And that's why Daredevil in there, because he's too busy getting sexually assaulted by She-Hulk.
Callum?
Yes,
Did you just speak then?
I did.
I completely cut out. Sorry.
That's all right. I won't repeat what I said.
What did you say?
Nothing.
Did you mute yourself on purpose?
No, no, no. You'll have to see in the video. But
Okay.
yeah. Anyway, so this right here is who I think is going to be in, up at the forefront in the Avengers team. Do I think we're going to get Daredevil in the film? I think we're going to get Daredevil in the film. I think we're going to get Ms. Marvel in the film. But I think everyone's going to have a bigger role come Secret Wars. So, yeah. And no Doctor Strange, because he's and Benedict Cumberbatch already said as well, he said he's not an Avenger. So there's that to play off. And yeah, Thor's in there for the purpose of dying. Moon Knight's in there to spice it up a bit. The way I see putting Moon Knight in there is like the Hulk equivalent, like personality wise. With like a bit of chaos in there, You don't want to let out the Jake Lockley.
Yeah.
But I think this film is very much going to be an Avengers 1 again. Like the team coming together like that.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's going to be brought together. That's how I feel like this film's going to play out.
Yeah, I feel like it's going to be Hope and Scott, though.
Yeah.
OG Avengers from the comics. I think they need their due now of, like, being Avengers. So, yeah. But, anyway. I think that'll do us for today. Anything you want to add, Kyle, before we go?
No.
No. Yeah. I just want to say we're at 19 subscribers. It's Monday. I don't know.
We're creeping close. I mean, like we said, if we hit 100,
we'll watch Morbius for 24 hours straight. Let's see if we hit 100 by the end of the year.
By the end of the year, yeah. But
I don't know. Do you think it's a bit too much to ask for 30 by this time next week?
We'll see.
Let's do it. Let's try. Let's try do it. Let's try get 30 by this time next week. Also, I mentioned it on my Witcher review yesterday, but I'm gonna, say it again now, just in case people didn't watch that. We're gonna be doing I'm definitely gonna be doing a Mission Impossible movie ranking. The Batman video ranking's done really well, so might as well do more ranking videos. So yeah, definitely gonna do that. And yeah.
Yeah, it's a good thing you got a good mic.
Yeah, I'm just sinking.
No, it just sounded like when you said I'm definitely gonna do more ranking videos.
Oh yeah.
That did well.
Oh, mate, if I did wanking videos, I'd do great as well. Anyway.
Yeah.
Like, subscribe, share, comment, show us to your mother, and Kyle will see you guys in the next video. I'm not going to be here because I'm getting a prostate exam.